Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhamad and I'm from class C afternoon semester 5. Today I want to discuss about my material. My material is about lexical relation. What are lexical relation? Lexical relation are the relation between words to other words. For example, lexical relation in daily activities such as clothes is the process of open and that literature is similar to book. This would have a significant relation to one another. Okay, next slide. Okay, the next slide. Word form. Lexical relation have word forms. Word forms are divided by two, lexeme and lexicon. First, lexeme is theoretical construct that stands for the unitary meaning and short syntactic properties of group of word form. Second, a lexicon is the vocabulary of a language or subject. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Semantic theory and conditional semantic. Next slide. Semantic theory has provided its word generalized for research in descriptive semantics. It has undoubtedly increased our understanding of the ways the lexemes of language are interrelated in sense. Okay, next slide. Next slide is truth conditional semantic. In semantics, the truth condition of sentence is almost generally considered different from its meaning. The meaning of a sentence is combined when the truth condition of the sentence are understood. Okay, next slide. The next slide. Okay, the next slide is preface, entitlements, and contradiction. Next, preface, according to Roald Barthes and Edward Hoppe, state that preface is a sentence or phrase that conveys the same meaning using different wording. From those definitions, we can conclude that prefacing is two sentences with identical meanings. As an example is below. First example, Stephen said, "I like football." Stephen said that he liked football. Second example, she bought a doll for me. She bought me a doll. But after we can conclude that preface is the word is different, but the word have same meaning. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Entitlements. Entitlement is a relationship between two or more sentences, knowing that one sentence is to give a certain knowledge of the truth of the second sentence. Then the first sentence enters the second. So we can conclude that entitlement is a relation in which the truth of sentence necessarily implies the truth of another. As we can see the example below, first I can see a dog, I can see an animal. Second example, the two girls live a piano, both girls live a piano. Okay, next slide. Okay, the next slide. Contradiction. Contradiction is a relationship wherein the truth of one sentence enters the falsity of another sentence, or disagreement between two things, which means that both cannot be true. We can see the example below. First, it's cold here. It's hot here. Second, the blue button is true, the red button is false. Okay, next slide. Next slide, lexical relation, homonymy, polysemy, synonymy, antonymy, and hyponymy. Next, homonymy. Homonymy share a form but have a distinct meaning. The example are bat, with the stick that used play baseball versus bat playing marble at night, or bang potential initiation versus bang of people side. Okay, next slide. Okay, next slide. Polysemy. Polysemy is used in semantic and lexical analysis to describe a word with multiple meanings. Polysemy comes from one word. The meaning is polysemy still has a relation with the basic meaning. Example of polysemy, you can see this below the word. The bank is constructed from red brick. I withdraw the money from the bank. We can conclude that polysemy is one word that have multiple meaning. Okay, next slide. Okay, next slide. Synonymy. Synonymy is used to mean sameness of meaning. A synonym is a word which has the same or nearly the same meaning, or in other words, is different phonological words that have similar meaning. Some words have the same meaning in some of our contexts. Example you can see below. First, coach or sofa. Second, bigs and lots. We can conclude that synonymy is the word have similarity. Okay, next slide. Okay, next slide is antonymy. Antonymy is precisely the opposite of synonymy. With antonymy, we are concerned with constructions which are opposite to one another with respect to lexical relationship. For example, first ice or hot, second beautiful or ugly, and third big and small. We can conclude that these words have meaning which are opposite to one another. Okay, next slide. Okay, next slide is hyponymy. Hyponymy is a relationship between two words in which the meaning of one word includes the meaning of other words. Example, the lexical representation of dog, cat, cow, duck, pig, chicken is animal. Thus, we can say that dog is hyponymy of animal. Okay, I think that's all I can say about my material lexicalization. If there any lack of my speaking ability, I'm sorry. I can get a better anytime soon. I think that's all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.